Morning all. Oops a daisy. Sunday morning, still overcast, and hopefully the rain will keep off for a bit. I'm going to have another crack at the footwell. Not the best looking I've ever seen, but as you say, it is a lot of grinding, popping and various other bits and pieces. Just trying to get the supports in and pressed in, and a few other bits and pieces. Trying to concentrate on a few of the little jobs which I've turned to have missed a little bit. Not missed, but you know, just put my air grinder on, do a little bit of the studs on the inside, clean and tidy, because it would be nice to get a bit of paint on soon, just a bit of undercoat even, and then clean the front. I have put a bit of a sealant in there. The back section, I don't know whether I'm going to try and put a bit of fiberglass in there. Don't think you see it anyway with the dash and the screen. But it'd be nice if I just tidied that up, of course, and take you along for that. I have got to do a little bit to the far end actually. When I looked the other day, it looks good on the outside and on one side, but I've got to come to that again shortly, because I need to move the vehicle because it's too tight over there. I'm going to have to cut my plant down sadly, but it'll come back, so I can get around the front a little bit more. And I'm just got to get the jack and bring this further forward to me, so it lines up and squares up to work on the front. I've still got to do this back section. It's upside down, but down here you can see I've still got to grind, cut and finish that patch off down there, which is the B side. I've got a little bit of a bulge there, but I think that is because I've cut quite a bit out on this side, and may not have quite been spot on, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. Well, I hope it's not, but really I want to try and get onto the front and check the axle, springs, various other bits and pieces off. So I need the vehicle fairly squared up to take measurements off for the front, and as you can see the front is non-existent, and I have to make up quite a bit of plate on here, but don't matter, take it steady. I might have to remove this as well, because I can't quite get my welder in underneath here, so it might be easier to take the 3 bolts out of there and the 2 out of here, and try and weld that. So yeah, bit of a waffle, but I'd like to tell you what I'm doing to explain it. I've re-drilled some of these out because they didn't take, but then I'll pinch the other side through with a clamp. It's like there, it didn't take, it didn't pick through. I don't know whether I should have scratched some of this off, I'm not too sure. It's too late now anyway, but I'll just hold the torch in and just burn away there and hopefully get some tacks in there. This has turned out okay, 1 or 2 pops in there, but it's secure. I'll give it a good tap. Still got to seam this up here, and then try and do something with this hole. Once again, I think might be just a bit of glass fibre. Once I've tacked a bit more in here and just clean it over, paint it, there you go. I'm not looking forward to doing that corner there with all the brakes and stuff that all got to be done and changed, the servos and whatever. Anyway, not servos, the cylinders. There you go, and then just tidying these up, you know, with a little air grinder. Clean this up, and clean up the far bit, and try and get a bit of undercoat on, see what it looks like. Waffling, sorry, and then trying to square this up and put a bit of P38 on something. Anyway, that's it folks. Sorry, a bit of a waffle, but there you go. Sunday. Cheers. Right. Yeah, it's done. It's not the best. It's I don't know whether the welder or I don't know whether I'm having enough gas, because it's MIG gas weld, you know. I'm not too sure whether it's right. I've adjusted as best I can. Yeah, and I've just literally just put a bit of aerosol dust just to sort it out. I've used a bit of sealant, as they do, and of course you don't see much of this anyway. And into the footwell, it is solid, there's no 2 ways about that. I've still got this little bit here to try and sort it out, so I've not come in with any sealer or anything else. I might just try and just tack in a little bit of well, I will tack in a bit of something. Just got to clean it up now, and I need some, you know, filler P38 to try and get this sorted and tidied, and then sand it down a bit, and then I've got to get these little tits here sorted. I'm just, as I says before, again repeating, sorry. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, jig it about. What I'll do is I think I'll put this arm back on and bolt that back up, because I had to take it off to get underneath, you know, and just tickle around there. There's a little couple of spots I put in there. I've got to do the other side of that chassis, and that's what I'm trying to get done, but I ain't got enough height underneath there for me to get under. I need about another 3 to 4 inches comfortable so I can work my arms, and ideally it'd be nice if the spring was missing here, but of course that's the next biggest job, moving that. So yeah, so it's just a question now of putting a few things back on, a little bit of a tidy up, and move the vehicle. So I might end up taking that plant out, but no, cutting it back. It's fine, it'll come back. And then, as you say, yeah, I've got to be careful now, because I'm, oh, pardon my manners, I've really got to sort of push myself a little bit now. Cheers. Gearbox arse ended, draining out the oil. That's the only way I can do it. Cut my little bush back. That'll come back this year, don't worry. Next year I'll not be here anyway. So tomorrow's job really is to move the Land Rover if I possibly can, or Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, is to line it up, square it up, because you can see it's at an angle, is to push the back end in, and then this piece come out, and then I can work on this front section, because I've got to take the front axle off, springs, shockers, etc., and square it up, and then I can do the other side of the weld in there. Don't want to be too long, but that's the plan of action. I've got to hump this gearbox somewhere. Anyway, cheers. Well, there's stuff everywhere. Well, not as bad as it was. Seat box, wing, bonnet, windscreen. Well, this is where it is at the moment. As you can see, it's at an angle, which is, when it comes through the door, it's easy to do. I'm waiting for another jack to be delivered tomorrow, but I'm going to try and get a bit done today. I did really want to take it out the gate and turn it round and bring it back in, because this section, this far section is technically a bit drier than this section, because as you can see, it's got quite big holes in and it gathers water quite a bit, but I'll keep the blue sheet back on as well. I have got another big sheet that I could throw over temporarily. Might even do that as well, because it'll be here for a month at least. So that's what I'm up against, and of course that's just to hold the water, because there's holes and everything. But I might throw the other sheet on. I'll see. Anyway, get myself kitted out and let's try and move a bit of stuff. What I have got to do, move first. This isn't too, wishy-washy. Is move my scrap pile and a few bits down the side here, so that this the tub can go quite close, and then of course this gap here between. I'll try and get this far back as I can, because really what I want to do is drop this back quite into there and down, and actually take the back wheels off and drop it even more, and then that will allow me to lift the front end up and give me a lot more height at the front. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. Well, I'm pointing at a blue sheet, but it will give me more height so that I can get working on and around the front chassis section. Anyway, cheers. Well, not that you can see, but I've patched as best I can. I have some proper tarp tape, so I've patched a few of the holes up, a little few. I can still put the blue tarp on this. So this is the front end. I was going to try and get the bit of a tripod out actually, and mount it on the tripod, but I can't do videos too easily. But I will take it a bit further back for when I start stripping this out, which won't be very long, which won't be it'll be done soon. I've got to take the wing off, of course, and then wait for the jack and sort out the nuts and bolts. I have stripped the carbs. I've got to put new gaskets on the carb. One was seized, so I've done those. I've got the new gaskets. and I am just going to semi-connect everything back up on here, so I know where things are. There's the dam restrictor. One was absolutely a right nightmare to get out and mashed it to shit, but this one come out alright. The other one, 4 hours. Anyway, so that's the restrictors you take out, and yeah, so I'll put the carbs back to, again, assemble back, and then it'll be a question of a bit of cowling. This is broken off here, but it's the way it sits. At one time, you see that the fan catches there, and that's because it's so rotten here, it's pushed up. But if I take the weight off like I did before and jack up underneath there, then it sags down at the front and the fan turns. So that is my problem, to get everything right, because there is only literally this little tiny bit hole in this. There's nothing underneath there, nothing at the back that's, well, nothing. So it is just like when I put the chassis on. But anyway, you'll follow that eventually. And sorry, there's a bit more talking and not much action, but it's got to be sitting right, because you can't move it again, and you need to take as many measurements off as you can, and photos. Anyway, cheers. Right, I think that's about it at the moment for the jacking. It's fairly square, so that's fine. I'm going to use the little tiny jack at the moment because I'm still waiting for the big jack. Of course, I've got it as far back to the wall as I can, and of course being careful that the light isn't touching all that, so I'm hopeful that isn't causing too much of a discomfort, and that piece of wood in here on the chassis to stop it kicking back. Otherwise, as you're jacking up naturally, you're pushing the top back in. Just an obvious thing, but if you're close to the wall like I am, you just got to be a little bit more cautious. Hopefully that's not pushing too far forward. Anyway, there you go. So now it's just a question of making sure everything's okay and start stripping out a few bits. Mainly the wing, the other side's got to come off. So that's the job. Try and get the wing off, the rad and the front panel, and probably the bumper. See if I can get that done today. Okay, cheers folks. Right, what I would like to show people is that how I can trip up and break my neck. What I was trying to do is move this bit. There you go. You can see that there's a little bit of a problem there, but there you go. It's just a question of trying to just take a few bits off. I'm trying to get the front bumper off, and yeah, okay, so front bumper off and the other bits and pieces. Cheers. Right, that's the radiator out, and various other contraptions at the front, but feast your eyes on that. Right. Lovely, innit? Right. I'll cut that bolt off there because it was just not going to have it. So there's a cross member that's supposed to go across here to here. So now I've got to start taking measurements and sizes. These have to be made up. I've got the front section dumb irons, and they'll probably go back to about here. This is if it's left or right hand drive, so I don't have to make this on up. I've got to take this apart and take this off, of course, and the steering linkage and whatever, because that's got to bolt back on. I've got a new canister to put on. If I can get that off, that'd be nice. I have topped up some fresh oil and drained it. The fan goes round. That's about it. Rusty or what? I might be able to drill, well, to cut that bolt off there. This plug must not be removed when engine's hot. Okay, whatever. There you go. So all in a day's work. But as you can see, there ain't much holding that together, is there? You know, a little bit there and a little bit there. That's it. Managed to get the nut off this, that doesn't turn. I managed to get the nut off that, that does turn. The springs are gone, they're blown. I don't know whether you can see that. They're blown, sadly. Doesn't matter if I clean them up, I think they're too far gone. Well, that one has, and to be honest, when they got like that, that's it, you know, they're too far gone. There you go, so there you go. Up to daisy, as you can see. Bit of oil around the engine, bit of rust, but this is what I've got to make up. So take the wing off, take the rest of the wing off, and away we go. Anyway, cheers folks. Looks like the side panel to the footwell needs doing, and the footwell, which is in this corner there. I hate this side as well, never mind. We'll have a look. Yeah, don't like the look of that there either. That might have to be come off, and a bit of a plate. But this is it underneath now. As you can see, ain't much left, and I think it's time just to have a sweep up and tidy up, and see what bits and pieces I want. Anyway, that's today's work. Bit more exposed. I don't like to get too far in front because it's bringing it bloody all back together again. Anyway, some things come undone, some things didn't, but hey ho, all in a day's work. Anyway, cheers folks.